Hello, welcome back to Outlandish Claims. It has been a long couple of weeks without us. I know how much you must have missed us. And you know what? We don't care. We have lives. Look who's back. Who cares that we're back? Who cares that we're back? Gio's back. That's what matters. Gio's back.
The following statement was released today by Mr. Mio himself, located in a state I'm not going to tell you so you can't dox me, in response to questions about his future career plans. I'm back. And if any NBA fans know about that, kudos to you. And I'm glad to be back. It's been too long.
Beautiful. I love it. What a way to return. Almost as good as Zlatan taking out a full-page ad saying, "You're welcome."
You're welcome.
Gentlemen, it is glorious to see your ugly faces. We'll start off our episodes of the week just with a simple question because really, I mean, there's usually final thoughts, but really, we haven't been here in 2-3 weeks. So just talk about one thing that's happened since we've been gone. And I hate to start here, so I'm not gonna because I want to close out with them. So we're going to start with Mr. Mio and Mr. Edwards in their window. Gio, you've been gone the longest, so you get a full month that you get to pick one big sports story that you love the most to just talk about endlessly. So have at it.
Well, it's unfortunate that a certain somebody isn't here to discuss this with me. Poor Demetrius. The Mets have gone from the last time I was on this show, the Mets were actually a good team. There was promise, there was hope, and that the owner wasn't a D-bag. And now you fast forward to now, the Mets are like 8.5 games back of the Braves. They're not even in the playoff race with the Padres and the Giants and other teams that have been competing. And DeGrom's basically out for the year. Syndergaard's missing his rehab start because of COVID testing and all that stuff. And Stephen Cohen's calling out the players and not taking responsibility himself. It is just a crazy storyline how a team can go from, I think they were 3.5 to 4 games ahead of
First two worst. First two worst.
They are pulling what we call in our leagues the Albert Larson, the first to worst. And you just love to see it because I love seeing criminals get their karma. And Steve Cohen is technically a criminal. So, yes, this has been enjoying. Oh, and the Yankees have won 13 straight games, too. So that was fun to watch the tides turn.
Not anymore, they haven't. Their streak is
13
over.
straight at one point, yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Nestor Cortez. But, yeah, that was my most interesting storyline of the past month that I've been gone for.
I'm going to go completely left field and honestly across the ocean for my pick. For those that know me, I am not mistaken for a soccer fan at all. But when big things happen, we have got to report them, especially on outlandish claims. Am I right, gentlemen? So as a result, you see one Cristiano Ronaldo on the side of me and why I've changed my picture. Guess who this man is behind me? Lionel Messi, baby. We have witnessed, arguably, I would say, one of the more interesting times in sports history over the past month with the way that these two superstars, global icons, all-time greats have been treated by their respective franchises. One being Juventus for Cristiano Ronaldo, and then
wait, please say that name again. Please, Mike, say the name.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
No. The name of the team. Say the name of the team for me.
Juventus. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I hope that's
Juventus.
Anyways.
Juventus.
That might top Fernando Tatis.
Juventus. And then obviously the Lionel Messi.
Could you spell that for me? Could you spell Juventus?
Juventus, Juventus. That's what I'm going to do.
I got to be honest. You sound German when you say Juventus.
See, Juventus. I got to be honest. The way that I got to be honest. The way he's spelling it, or the way it sounds like he's spelling it, it sounds like it's Uvus with N in the middle and a T somewhere.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, listen, if you know me, then you know why that's a special moment. But anyways, getting back on track.
I need help with my math homework, guys.
So These guys are crazy. So we've got the Cristiano Ronaldo situation, and then obviously the Lionel Messi situation out of Barcelona, La Liga. I think that this is indicative of the times that we are in, because not just in soccer, not only in soccer, are superstars less likely to stay with one franchise just due to the way that European soccer and soccer across the world is structured, right? But we are in a time where you are not going to see the Dirk Nowitzkis, the Kobe Bryants, the Tim Duncans, the Derek Jeters of the world anymore. One superstar, one all-time great, staying with one specific franchise. This is a time where player movement and team movement, in order to get value for their top players at their peak, when some of these franchises are struggling, might I add, La Liga, it's just indicative of the times. And so for me, it's an undeniable story that we must talk about, right? I feel confident that despite both men being in their, well into their 30s at this point, that they are going to continue to lead their new franchises, that being PSG, and then ultimately the return of Cristiano Ronaldo to Man U, if I'm not mistaken, not Man City, right? But I do want to get the great Andrew Cacciatore on here for a future episode to talk about the Lionel Messi and the Cristiano Ronaldo stuff, because I think it's important. Boom.
Did you just call him Andrew Cacciatore?
Gotta catch them all, baby. Gotta catch them all.
You made him Italian. Andrew's Romanian. You made him Italian.
Got him the gabagool.
We gotta bring the gabagool. Mike
Leave the Romanian, take the cannoli.
Bringing in German and Italian ethnicities with it. Multicultural. He is ecumenical. He embraces people of all traditions and faiths and nations, as he will tell you, as will his Tinder dating profile. Anyway.
Oh, man, we're starting off hot today. Wow.
And now we come back here. Mr. Trial, please. I'm saving the piece de resistance for last. He's keyed up. He's bouncing everywhere. I want the buildup for Mr. Millz to go as long as possible. Mr. James, please.
Did anyone see? Oh God, I can't think of her name. To Brittany Griner, the rookie last year from the WNBA, like one of the best. We're talking one of the best rookies of all time.
Sabrina Ionescu?
Yes. Did you see her pass to Brittany Griner? She quarterbacked it, threw it like 35 yards in the air, cross full court. Beautiful, beautiful play. That was amazing to see. That was one of the best WNBA highlights I've ever seen. And if you haven't seen it, you should check it out.
All right. Well, there you go. A play for everybody to look up on YouTube. So you have your homework. Mr. George.
Tim Anderson is a black man. That by far the best walk-off I've ever seen in my life. Inject the melanin into my veins. That game was great. The game was great. The game was fantastic. No one cares. Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson is now my new favorite baseball player.
Breaking news, everyone. Tim Anderson is a black man. Holy crap. We blow the doors off of sports news here on Outlandish Claims. Let me tell you. I had no idea.
Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. Tim Anderson just smashed it.
I think Tim Anderson smashed the sound barrier. I think that's what he broke. That home run was far, man. Well, I guess that just leaves Mr. Millz and Mr. Me. So I'm just going to go because I want Millz to go last. I really do. A couple of weeks ago, and this is why I kind of wanted to save this for Mr. Mio and Mr. Edwards when I record with them. I said the Yankees were done. And then they traded for Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo, and now I look like a freaking idiot, even more than I usually do. So I said this to the Rays a while ago, and then I rescinded it. And now I actually need to say it to the Rays again as well. To both the Rays and the Yankees, I'm sorry I doubted you again. I mean, I still don't trust. I still am not happy about what the Rays did. Don't get me wrong. Trying to trade Tyler Glasnow is absolutely ridiculous. This is the one guy you need to be paying. And in no way whatsoever addressing your bullpen except for one guy, JT Chargois, or your rotation. You're a bunch of idiots. You better, and Shane Bass still isn't up, and Brendan McKay still isn't back, and Honeywell is still down. So you really haven't done anything to address it. That being said, you didn't really need to because Nelson Cruz solved all your problems, and now the Rays are somehow leading the league in scoring. So nothing makes sense in the baseball world anymore. But specifically to the Yankees, who I left for dead, and who honestly Mike left for dead as well. But he never stopped believing. I just told you to give up, and I was very wrong. So I guess I'm sorry. I kind of wish you did just, drop off the face of the earth. But I must say, I appreciate the surge because it has shown the Red Sox to be the crap they are. And I called the Red Sox out for being garbage many, many weeks ago and playing above their level. So I will apologize for being wrong about the Yankees, but I am damn sure going to gloat that I got it right about the Red Sox. They were playing above their station, and they are finally playing the way they should be playing, which is crappy. And now, with a perfect
I'm putting this
segue-
down in my notes real quick. I'm putting this down on my notes. Let it be known that Adam has apologized twice in the past year.
Yeah, we're breaking records on outlandish claims. Like, no one had that one. Vegas had it at -3. Vegas had me demanding 3 apologies. That's what the standards are. So,
Can I change mine real quick?
yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Okay. The Malice at the Palace doc, 10 out of 10.
Oh,
That was
Malice at the
amazing.
Palace doc. There you go.
It was
All
so
right.
good.
Find that
Watched it like
documentary
3
and watch
times. I'm going to watch it again. Steven Jackson, coolest dude ever. That's it.
it. Well, we go from talking about really crappy moments to really anger-inducing moments, which is a perfect segue to go to Mr. Millz because we got really crappy moments and really anger-inducing moments that he's going to talk about and he's going to gloat about because he called something too. Mr. Millz, the floor is yours, and let's all watch Demetrius as Millz talks.
So, about 3.5 weeks ago, when the Mets traded for one Javier Baez, I sat here on this podcast and I said, this is a mistake. You got one of the players who strikes out the most in Major League Baseball. And as evident as we saw as that disgusting swing he put on 3 days ago, had so many base running mistakes just in this week alone. It's almost like I feel like Citi Field must be built on an Indian burial ground. And I had said 3.5 weeks ago that this Mets season has all the makings of them possibly repeating 2007 when they lost 7 games in 17 days. A 7-game lead in 17 days and ended up not making the playoffs. Everyone here in this Zoom knows for a fact that the wild card is not coming out of the NL East. So the one job the Mets had to do was take care of business against the Nationals, which they did. Swept the Nationals that week. But then the toughest schedule, and I'll be honest, their schedule was not kind to them at all. Not one bit. It was like 12 games. 12 out of 15 games in 2 weeks were against the Dodgers and Giants. Nah, that's cruel. Whoever made that schedule was cruel. And they ended up dropping down. They're down, 5.5 games, 6.5 games in the NL East? I think they're closer to the wild card, the second wild card spot than they are the NL East. And by the way, here's another surprising stat. One team that has a better record than the Mets right now, the Detroit Tigers. And as he leaves, right on cue, this Mets team is lost without Jacob deGrom. Absolutely lost. And it's a big, big loss. And again, I sat here 3 weeks ago and I said, deGrom not being in this rotation is big. This is something that Sandy Alderson, Steve Cohen did nothing to address at the trade deadline other than Rich fucking Hill. And that's it. It wasn't enough. And on top of that, you failed to sign your number 1 draft pick. All within a 2-week period. So Mets, congratulations on Metsing. I don't want to count them totally out yet. I don't want to say they're done. They have only 3 games left against the Braves who they're chasing. So they got to count on other teams to beat the Braves. You just got to go out and win. But winners of the last 2 out of 14 games, yikes. And I'll leave it there.
Let me just get this straight. You're leaving it up to other teams to beat the team that did what the Mets couldn't do, which was beat the Giants.
No, because we know
the Braves beat the Giants.
Oh, yeah.
So you need other teams to beat the Braves who beat the Giants, and the Mets couldn't beat the Giants.
Yeah.
To quote Taken, good luck.
It's really sad because I think that the Mets have a better pool of talent this year than when they went to the World Series in 2015.
Oh, I disagree.
I think the talent is overall better presented, meaning they have more versatility. I think they have more versatility. Yeah, you had David Wright in 2015 as the leader, the core.
Well, yeah, but you also had an entirely healthy rotation. You had a healthy DeGrom, a healthy Syndergaard, a healthy and functioning Harvey.
Okay, so fully healthy. I think this Mets team is more versatile and more talented than the 2015 World Series.
Okay, I can see that argument.
But again, back to Jacob deGrom being out, that's huge because you're pretty much counting at least one game a week you're winning.
Yeah. Well, you'd think. I mean, the guy was 8-8 when he won the Cy Young. He was 8-8 with a 2 ERA because nobody could score any runs for him.
Yeah, but even to this point, he still has a 1.08 ERA this year, and injuries 3 times this year has me a little yikes. So I gotta ask Demetrius, like being our resident Mets fan, are you worried about Jacob deGrom's health long term?
I want to die.
Okay.
I will trade both of my shoulders, my right rib, my good knee, and 3 first-round picks for Jacob deGrom to come back. Remember when I referenced that Jacob deGrom is Steph Curry? I'm taking that back. Jacob deGrom is Klay Thompson. Well, thanks for watching Outlandish Claims today, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next time for something less disappointing in August.